When Bigo. When Bigo.
All right, good morning, guys. All right, we have a very short card today, so this is going to be quick, easy, and simple. We do have Monday Night Football, so we will talk about that. Kansas City Chiefs and the Saints. We got two playoff MLB games that we're going to talk about. Obviously, the Guardians are playing the Tigers, and then what's the other one? It's the Yankees versus the Royals. Um, officially, officially, they had the NHL started officially already overseas, because they had that one game over in the Czech Republic. But uh, my opinion, NHL officially starts tomorrow. So that's when we have multiple games on, and it's October. It's the 8th. I mean, it's when the NHL starts. So definitely tomorrow, we have NHL to talk about. So I'm pretty excited about that. If you guys go over to the website, you can go to theoutletSV.com. I got some bold predictions about this NHL season. There's four of them that I put. Instead of doing future props, I basically gave you guys, you could use my writing to make a future bet for sure. Like there's a couple of them over there. I'll give you one. Like I got Wyatt Johnson to score 50 goals this year. Yeah. So I'm sure that's worth a hefty price. Um, and I got a couple other really bold predictions that will pay you out really well. So if you guys want to go over to the website, it should be the featured article. You guys can go check that out. But other than that, yeah, we're going to get into it, man. I think Cali Wagers is supposed to be coming to the show, but I don't know where he's at. So we're going to get started here in a minute. If you guys are on Twitter, can you please retweet the post? Let other people know that we're live. If you are on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and just share the post with your friends and family. Let's try to grow Plug Talk. I also got a pretty good thing that I'm excited about doing with Wolf Financial and Wolf Sports. Obviously, they branched off into the sports betting realm, and because they were all about stocks, that's what built Wolf Financial was stocks and trading. But now they're moving into like the more of the sports media market. Well, they're not moving; they're branching off. So they're going to have sports betting and sports media going on, and obviously, I'm helping them with that venture. So we are going to. So I'm not going to be doing Plug Talk on Wednesdays anymore. I'm going to contribute my time into into the Wolf Financial space, and we're going to do a betting space every Wednesday. It's going to be a betting, sports information type of space every Wednesday. So you guys can find my picks for the day over there, and catch up on everything else that's going on throughout the week. So we'll be doing that Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock. So make sure you guys check that out because there will be no more plug talk on Wednesday mornings. It's going to be over at the Wolf Financial or Wolf Sports. Sorry, it's going to be at the Wolf Sports page. So it's going to be their space. I am going to be their co-host on that show. So you guys can find all my picks on Wednesday, and just it's going to be like plug talk, just with a couple different people, and it's going to be more of a group setting of talking about the week, and then obviously I'll give my rundown of the plays for that day in that space as well. So you guys can check me out over there every Wednesday morning now. I'll make sure I put I already tweeted it out and everything, but I'll make sure that I remind everybody, when it comes Tuesday show, I'll let everyone know. So hopefully everyone had a good weekend, man. I know I did. Not have a good weekend. I got my ass rocked, guys. I have not had this bad of a weekend in a while. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It was rough. Not only did college football fuck me up, but yeah, NFL fucked me up too. So I mean, I'm not worried about admitting that shit. I'm always transparent with you guys. Always. I just had a really bad weekend. It is what it is. It happens. I mean, would it be real if I came up here every day and said, guys, I had a fantastic day. I hit my mega max whale. Like, no, man, come on, bro. We all have losing days, man. Sadly, this was a bad one for me. This was a really bad one for me. These past couple days was crucial. So obviously, when you have bad losing days like that back to back, um, it takes you. It's going to take me about a week, maybe a little longer, to recoup. Right, to bounce back and get my units back to where they were, because my unit size was up pretty big because I've been doing super well. But after this weekend, because weekends are always our biggest, we always bet bigger on the weekends. After this weekend, we got knocked down a peg. So it's time to just lock back in and get back to doing what we do best, coming up here and getting back of what the books owe us, because we ain't going out like that. We definitely ain't going out like that. All right, let's look at week 5. Let's look at some week 5 NFL. So we got the Falcons beating the Buccaneers 36-30. You got the Panthers losing to the Bears 36-10. You got the Dolphins and the Patriots. Obviously, Dolphins squeaked that one out. I thought they were going to lose that game outright. This McDaniels continues to prove to me that I'm not the crazy one. Okay, everybody else who was making fun of me and talking shit because I just hate McDaniels over the last 2 years. It's starting to come to fruition now that, oh shit, maybe Plug was right, right? So yeah, the Dolphins scraped that win out there, 10-15 over the Patriots, the Bills, and the Texans. What a great game! That was a great game. Texans go down, kick the field goal, win the game. Beautiful work by the Texans. I am impressed with the Texans, man. I do like this team. I'm not as impressed as everyone else is, but I do like this team a lot. The Raiders over the Broncos. I thought there's a lot of talk going on with the Raiders right now. Uh, there's the trade rumors and everything else going on with the Raiders right now, but I thought the Raiders were going to make a little bit more of a statement than that. 18-34, they lose to the Broncos. Then you got the Jets and the Vikings. The Vikings come in once again, make noise, show them what's up. Rodgers, man, whoa, right? Whoa, someone get that man some Percocets. I mean, what the fuck? So the Vikings 23-17. absolute great showing by the Vikings once again. I think they could have stepped on them a little harder if they wanted to. But ending score 23-17 Vikings. Then we got the Browns and the Commanders. This was my heartbreak. I had the Browns here, and I know you're probably looking now like, Plug, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you back the Browns over the Commanders, knowing how hot they are? And knowing that Daniels is out there throwing dimes. I mean, this guy looks amazing, man. And I'm not going to take nothing away from him, even though he took my money. Yes, Daniels took my money. Strong arm robbery. It was disgusting. But you guys can't tell me that line was not fishy, man. I mean, the public ate good off of that game. The Commanders were the most bet team yesterday, apparently. From what I've seen from Circa, at least when it comes to Circa announcing it, Commanders were the heaviest bet public team yesterday, laying the 3 points, and I thought it was fishy. I was like, "There's no way." Commanders been way too hot, but this is kind of one of them things with Daniels where everyone is waiting for this guy to just for the other shoe to drop and for him to start making mistakes. Guys, I think we're going to be waiting all year. There is no way we can't fade these guys, man. I'm sorry. If you're going to be going by that narrative like I did this weekend, looking at that line, thinking, all right, here's the game. Look at the line. It looks way too easy laying the points with the Commanders. Man, it was just that easy because we are waiting for the other foot to drop or the other shoe to drop with the Commanders, and it's just not happening. And I don't know if it does. Are they going to lose a game? Sure, they're going to lose a game. But man, we can't pass up on opportunities with the Commanders like that. Last week should have rang a bell for me saying, okay, maybe this team is for real, right? But it didn't. Sadly, it didn't. I took the Browns and I got absolutely smashed. Commanders winning that game 34-13, and took my heart with them. Then we got the Colts and the Jaguars. Jaguars coming out with that one. They got a win over the Colts, 34-37, to get the Jaguars in the winning column. So congratulations to the Jaguars. They're finally in business here with a win over the Colts. I also thought the Colts were going to win that game, but obviously they came out and lost by a field goal. Then you got the Ravens and Bengals. What a great fucking game, man. What a great game. This was a fun game to watch. This was a really exciting game. I thought it was going to be another low scoring game. Another reason why, because everybody had the over in this game. When I tell y'all the public ate this weekend, the public ate good in NFL. So we need to keep that in mind for next week. All right, because I don't know if it's possible the public can eat as good as they did this week as next week. So we got to remember that because everyone loved this Ravens and Bengals over, and boy did it go over. Ravens won 41-38. Unbelievable game, man. Unbelievable game. It was awesome. It went to overtime. Just a great game. Then we got the Cardinals, 49ers. Cardinals pull this one out 24-23. That is one game that the public was wrong on. Public loved the 49ers in that spot, and they did lose. Obviously, Cardinals pull the outright win. Shout out to Oliver. He said the Cardinals were going to win that game, and they did. Packers were probably one of my more favorite plays of the day, and I did not give them out, nor did I bet them. It was just one of them weekends, guys. Packers win that game 24-19. Love doing what Love does. He looked really good through I think he threw 3 touchdown passes. I'm not sure. But that over 1.5 was given out on Plug Talk for his touchdown passes, and it cashed no problem. So Packers pull that one out 24-19 over the Rams. And then obviously tonight, we got the Saints and the Chiefs going at it tonight, and we will talk about that game after MLB. So yeah, man. It was a pretty exciting weekend. There was a lot of good games going on. I believe in college football. We're not going to go over the whole college football thing like I just did with the NFL, but there are a couple games that I do want to mention. If you were in Plug Talk, I'm almost positive I said I want to go and pull the video, which should have been a flashback, honestly, because I believe I told you guys that Vandy was going to beat Alabama. I'm almost positive I told you guys that Vandy was going to beat Alabama. That should have been a play for me. But again, it was one of them weekends where I had all the right ideas and I had all the right planning. I just did not execute on anything this weekend. So that's completely on me. But yeah, there was a couple upsets in uh, in college football. Obviously, Alabama being the biggest one, losing outright to Vandy was a shock that the world did not expect. But it was a perfect spot for Vandy. Very perfect spot for Vandy. It had Vandy written all over it. I just wish I would have personally executed on it. The only game that I won, and I won it in the most dramatic way, was Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech covered the 9.5 for me, with a missed field goal by the other team. That's the only way I covered. They missed a 31-yard field goal, and that's how I covered the Georgia Tech spread. And that was literally the only win I had this weekend. All right. Kevin Hawthorne, good morning, man. Good morning. Appreciate you being here, bro. Lakeland, Florida. We got Mike Mann in the building. Let's make some money, bro. Absolutely. Tim's in the building. He's saying Panthers suck. Fuck you. But they do suck. I agree. Um, Tim saying he had 3 dogs yesterday. Browns, Giants, Cowboys. Obviously, I got sucked into betting Watson. He is dead to me. Bro, the books reverse fucked us. Didn't they? They reverse fucked us. They were like, okay, we're gonna get the bigger sharps, the sharps and the cappers, because your regular better obviously looks at that game and says, "Oh shit, Commander's been on fire. Daniels is a monster. We're only laying a field goal. Let's fucking go." Bet. They hit that bet button quick as fuck, right? But us, the guys that are like, supposed to be, the experts and the bigger cappers, they look at that line and they go, "What? Yeah, okay. He ain't gonna keep this up. Regression is due. The books are only laying 3 points here. They're gonna trap the public. Everyone's gonna bet the Commanders, which they did, and they got us, bro. They fucking got us. Because when I tell you there was a ton of bets on the Commanders. I mean, like I told you, it was the biggest bet game of the week was the Commanders. So, yeah, man. I mean, the books really reverse fucked us on that one. They did a good job too. They did a really good job. So we got to bounce back from that. All right, let's get into. Callie did say he was going to be here in a couple of minutes. I don't know where he's at. I'm about to get started though. Um, So we're going to start with the MLB. Obviously, we got 2 playoff games in the MLB. We got the Detroit Tigers taking on the Guardians, and then we got the Royals taking on the Yankees. So we got the Tigers coming in at a -130. We got the Guardians at a +110 here. This line looks fishy as hell to me. But I'm done letting lines look fishy and pull me off of what I know, because yesterday with the Browns was brutal. So we got the Tigers at a -130 here on the road. You got the Guardians. You got the Guardians at a +110. You got a total of 6 here. It is favored to the under at a -115. And sure enough, in both games, we got all left-handed starters. So we got a day full of southpaws. Every starting pitcher today is a lefty. So Tarek Skubal is going up against Matthew Boyd for the Guardians. We have, like I said, 2 southpaws here in this game. and we have two southpaws in the next game. So I always try to look at batting against southpaws. I always look at batting anyway, but in we all know Scooble. We all know that Scooble is. I mean, he's winning AL Cy Young, right? Like it's just I don't. There's no doubt about it. I don't know what the odds are, but there is no way he is not. He has a 18-4 record, sub 3 ERA, and I don't even want to get into his K work. I mean, this guy's K work is disgusting, and we've seen it all year long. Last start, it was game one of this series. I mean, no, of the Astro series. Yes, it was game one of the Astro series when Scooble started. It was the very first game of the postseason. He went 6 innings, 6 Ks of shutout ball. Now, the Tigers might have a chance early in this game with Scooble, right? Because of how good Scooble is. But in my opinion, uh the Guardians pull it out late. I mean, we already seen the Guardians absolutely dominate the Tigers already. It just comes down to honestly, it comes down to the bullpen. I mean, uh, you know, the guards have great numbers against left-handed pitching. Uh, you know, for a while now. Uh, and honestly, the Guardians bullpen is just too much for the Tigers. We've seen that already. Yeah, Scooble helps here, but in the end, I think the Guardians are just overall the better team. You look at Matthew Boyd. We're not going to get anything with him. He probably has not. Yeah, he has nothing against his Detroit roster. Nothing. Um, so one plate appearance, literally, guys, one plate appearance. So we can't say he'll be good or bad, but we know the Tigers are struggling against left-handed pitching. They have been since September. The Tigers have been struggling with left-handed pitching. They have been since September. Now you got Scooble. Obviously, he's going to have a much bigger sample size here. 65 plate appearances. He's got 23K percent, low walk rate. He's got an opponent batting average of a 274 and an xWOBA of a 269. So not bad numbers at all. It's Scooble we're talking about here. He's going to have a good start. But like I said, when it comes late, I still think that the Guardians are hitting lefties well enough that if they can pull off, hear me out. If the Guardians can pull off a solo home run or maybe even a double home run off of Scooble, I'm telling you, they win this game because they're going to lock down late and they're going to probably pile up some runs in the late innings. And to be fair, I think the Guardians lineup is locked in enough where we will see them get a solo bomb or two off of Scooble today. Don't get me wrong, Scooble is hands down the better starter here, but he is susceptible of getting hit, and that's just what it is. Jose Ramirez, his numbers aren't terrible, man. He has a big sample size against Scooble. He has a slugging of 667, a batting average of a 429, and an on base percentage of a 455. 21 at bats, only 3 strikeouts. That's what I'm looking for here, right? He has 5 singles. He has 3 doubles and 1 triple. He has yet to hit a home run off of Scooble, but these numbers are fantastic. When you are going against a pitcher like Scooble, these are the numbers you want to look at, man. You want to look at the on base percentage and you want to look at the strikeouts. And Jose Ramirez with a 455 on base percentage and only 3 strikeouts with 21 at bats, I'm all over it. I really like Jose Ramirez today. There are a couple other batters you could be looking at on this Guardians team. Um, I would look for another righty. But they don't. Well, obviously Jose Ramirez is a switch hitter, but I would look for another batter, and I would be looking for a righty. We know Lane Thomas, he did big things in that first game. He sent one out. Maybe look at Lane Thomas. But I'm thinking more because we know that this Guardians lineup, guys, is full of lefties. I mean, they have a ton of lefties in this Guardians lineup. So it's not really easy picking out a righty. But I would look at someone maybe like Fry or someone like that, maybe Hedges. But it's definitely Jose Ramirez for me against Scooble. Give me Jose Ramirez, total bases here. And we're taking the Guardians on the money line, even though the line is the indicating that the Tigers obviously win this game because they're favored. They're only doing that because of Scooble on the mound. I think the team collectively don't have what it takes to get it done here against the Guardians. The Guardians are locked in. They're playing great baseball, and I kind of think the Guardians are going to take it. So that's where I'm at with this one. I have no one on the Tigers. I trust no one on the Tigers batting wise when it comes to Matthew Boyd. I just do not. We don't have any sample sizes to go off of, but I don't trust them anyway. Even if we did, I would not trust the Tigers lineup today. All right, so it's going to be the Guardians and Jose Ramirez total bases. Um, next game we got oh shit, I'm not even putting anything up. I'm not even putting nothing up for y'all. We got the Royals and the Yankees. Yeah, we got the Royals and the Yankees. All right. So we got the Royals at a plus 130. You got the Yankees at a minus 155 today. They're making us pay. We got a total of 6 here. It's slightly favored to the under, and like I already stated before, we do have two lefties on the mound once again. It is just a southpaw battle in the MLB today. You got Cole Reagans going up against Carlos Rodon. So they're giving us a total of 7.5 favorite to the under. I do like the under here. I do. I like the under in both games, to be quite honest with you. But like I said, this is just another southpaw battle where you really got to look at batting in this one. Reagan's had a great season, man. Reagan's had a great season. I did like what I seen in his postseason debut versus the Orioles. My man looked good. My man went 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, no earned runs given up. I mean, Reagan looked amazing. Um, I do think the Royals have the better bullpen as well. I do. But that is very close, man. That is very hit or miss on that one. So that is more of an opinion based statement because I think everyone will have a different view of that, right? Who has the better bullpen? No matter what the numbers say, they're close. I personally think the Royals have the better bullpen. But I can't help but remember that the Royals lineup was one of the worst lineups, right? We're talking about the last couple months, all the way back to September 1st, right? The Royals have been one of the worst lineups in the entire MLB when it comes to left-handed pitching. The last couple months they have been awful against left-handed pitching. And you have to respect Rodon's game, especially at home. I mean, bro, we're in the playoffs in Yankee Stadium and you got a Yankees lineup that is above league average against left-handed pitching at home. That is something you cannot ignore. The last 30 days, the last 60 days, it drops after the last 60 days. But the last 60 days, the Yankees have been well above league average against left-handed pitching. Now, who do we give the crown to in this one as a better starting pitcher? I would say Reagan's, but I feel the same way. I feel like I trust the Yankees lineup a little more here than I trust the Royals to get it done. I think this is not an easy game. It's not, man. It's just a lean for me, but you're gonna have to give me the under in this one. and I like the Yankees money line. Now, there are a couple batters that I do like in this one. If we are looking at pitching here, we can look at pitching a little bit here. Um, both pitchers' numbers, they have decent sample sizes. Obviously, Rodon has a huge sample size. Reagan's right, not a big sample size, but his numbers are good. He has a 32 K percent with 25 plate appearances. His walk percent though is through the roof at a 16%, but opponent batting average of a .95, meaning the Yankees are just not hitting him. And then you got Carlos Rodon, not as good, but for the amount of plate appearances, really good numbers, in my opinion. 111 plate appearances, 28.8 K percent is fantastic. Uh, uh, Above league average on walk percent, a 7.2. 228 batting average and an xwOBA of 289, which could be better. But like I said, the Royals are just not hitting left-handed pitching, so you got to take that into consideration. Meaning that's why I think we see an under here. Um, you do got a couple guys that you need to look at when it comes to talking about Rodon that have experience. Obviously, you want to look at some of these older heads on the Royals that have seen Rodon a lot and have experience. So Salvi Perez comes to mind. It's a righty on lefty matchup. 26 at bats. He has 13 hits, 9 singles, 1 double, 3 home runs. It does come with 6 strikeouts, but he's still slugging an 885, on base percentage of a 519, and a batting average of a 500. I really like Salvi Perez today. That's going to be my go-to guy in this one. I like Salvi Perez a lot against Rodon. If you're looking at any Yankees in this one, again, we might want to look for a righty. But the lefty is the one that I really like. Give me Soto. I'm gonna go with the lefty on lefty for the Yanks. Give me Soto in this one. He's got 3 plate appearances. He got 1 hit. It was a home run. It comes with 1 strikeout, slugging 1333, on base percentage of a 333, and a batting average of a 333. So it's going to be Juan Soto, Salvi Perez for me in this one. We're taking the under full game here, and I like the Yankees to find a way to win it in the end. All right, we do have Cali Wagers in the building. Cali, good morning, man.
Hey, happy Monday. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Yeah, man. I had a terrible weekend, but thanks for asking, bro.
Well, betting wise or personal wise, we're both.
Oh, betting wise, but
Please.
betting is personal, my man.
I know,
lost
but
money.
sometimes you got to kick the dog, and sometimes you can just walk away from it.
Oh yeah, no. I'm going to be fighting. I'm going to be fighting the bill collectors for the next couple months after this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It was a overall, as a fan watching, it was a good weekend. We had a lot of good games, a lot of good upsets, a lot of good heartbreaks. We did go over the full weekend spread. I gave a whole rundown, gave my opinion on what I liked, what I didn't like that I've seen. And we did go over both MLB games. So do you have anything for the MLB today? I'm sure you do. I just went over the Yankees game, and we already did the Tigers game.
Yeah, the Tigers game is definitely a no play to me. Tigers kind of reached that point that I wonder if we've peaked with them. However, today from a viewing standpoint, it's going to be terrific. It's crazy to get a 6 in a total, like absolutely wild to have a 6 in a pro game. But Boyd, he's going to have to match Skubal, and Skubal's been the best guy out there, flat out. I mean, every time he keeps showing up and keeps pitching in a bigger game in his career, and he keeps doing better. I mean, worried that he broke his hand in that last game. That was terrifying the way he got drilled in the wrist, but fortunately it seems like he's all right and he's going to be able to go again. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean shit if you can't score. And obviously the Tigers had a really tough time in game 1. Not a massive surprise too, kind of a letdown after such a such a big, win going into Houston and sweeping that thing. So I worry about them a little bit today. I would lean the game under again. 6 is so low, but still, both these guys can absolutely deal. And high pressure situation. Both of these starters have thrown the ball well. So I would lean the under, as scary as it is. Like I said, it's a lean, not a play. At 6, it's terrifying because, one error, one bad play, whatever. And if things go sideways for the Guardians early, who's to say they don't just, pull the string and say, that's all right, 1-1. We'll reset again, go back to Detroit. So I would lean the under. Game 2, haven't hammered it yet, but it's tough not to want to go after the Yankees today. Rodon's been really good against the Royals lineup. And again, another spot where the Royals go in and take care of that last series, and to what a lot of people were very surprised. And now you got to go and play in Yankee Stadium. Tough loss in the last game. They did play pretty well in game 1, but I think Rodon's just too much. They've struggled against left-handed pitching. Yankees bats are, love them, hate them, whatever. It's an endless array of just offensive power with that team. So how many guys can you pitch around, and can KC get to Rodon? So I do lean the Yankees in this one. There is pretty good value on the run line today. Actually, it's plus 145 almost. So there is decent value there, and 150 to 1, I guess maybe 160 I see out there. So I would lean the Yankees on the money line, Yankees on the run line as well, sprinkle a little bit, and then go from there. We had 2-0 yesterday. We had the Yankees, and we had the Phillies yesterday. So that was a wild roller coaster. And then fortunately we had the over in last night's game, so that got there finally. But that was a wild one last night in LA. That was good old Dodger fans for you.
Yeah, man. So far, what do you think of this? How do you feel about the playoffs so far?
I mean, I thought that the Dodgers-Yankees series would probably – the Dodgers-Padres series would probably be the best of the 4 because they could – if they weren't playing in the same league, the same side, let alone the same division, they, could be playing for the World Series with how these two teams are and how they've been playing. It 100%. sucks with the Musgrove situation. Really, unfortunate that, that UCL again happens, and it's too bad. But hey, look at how they responded last night. And the Dodgers pitching is not that good. People get so infatuated with this lineup, they forget that they honestly have terrible, the relief has been inconsistent as hell. I mean, starting pitching has been completely inconsistent, and you don't have, I was about to say you don't have Kershaw. I was like, well, screw that. Kershaw is the worst ERA in playoff history, so you don't have him anyways. But it's crazy just to see, the struggles of this team. And a lot of people get fooled because, the regular season is about offense. You need to outslug a lot of teams and just win all the time with hitting, because hitting is something that's always going to carry. You're only getting that one starter 4 or 5 days a week. You need your relievers to be consistent. All those little things that matter in October are big concerns. And we, yes, the Dodgers can outslug you, but Betts is 0 for 27 now in his last 27 plate appearances, I think. And you never know what you're going to get with Ohtani. This is his first playoff series ever. So there's, huge questions. And I had the Padres game 1. I took them plus 130. I loved it with Cease. And, that game went sideways, but the over came through last night. I did take the over 4.5 games in the series. I did think that this one kind of just keeps going back and forth like it did. So overall, it's been interesting. I think for a non-baseball viewer, it probably hasn't been very sexy or exciting, but it's been fun to see some of these teams that, you aren't used to in October lately, grinding away. And you just need to watch every Mets game because that's just drama as high as it gets every single game. They win, lose, or whatever. It's an absolute roller coaster with them for the last few weeks. So
and I think that's why that makes them so dangerous, man.
Absolutely.
You can't count them out, bro. You can't count them out, bro. So I agree, man. This playoffs have been crazy in the MLB. I still take away as how I felt coming into the playoffs. I feel the same way. Padres win it all. Nothing has changed for me yet. I I do like what I've seen from the Mets so far. I know they are now tied with the Phillies, but I do like what I've seen from the Mets so far. I think Tigers will be going home, sadly, even though I would love for that Cinderella story to roll. I don't think they're making it past the Guardians, man. And like I said, I do think the Padres, in the end, win it all. But yeah, man, playoffs have been a bit crazy. I do have a couple other plays I want to give for the MLB before we move to Monday Night Football. So there's a couple trends I want to say here. So in the Guardians game, Guardians at home, right? The Yerfie has hit in 7 straight games. Today, guess where the Yerfie is sitting at? A plus 135. You guys know how I feel about them humongous Nerfies, right? Whenever you get a Nerfie that's minus 170, 180, you take the Yerfie because it hits way more than it won't. And that has been a fact all year long. We've been riding this since the beginning of the season in Plug Talk. And today they're handing us a plus 130 in the Tigers versus Guardians. I understand it's sweaty. I get it. But I'm telling you, this play hits more than it don't. All right. And a plus 135 is too good to pass up. And I just told y'all that in the Guardians' last 7 home games, the Yerfie has hit. So I think for the value there, I think it's fantastic. Give me the Yerfie in the Guardians and Tigers game. Um, by the way, the Tigers have also won the first inning as favorites against the Guardians in 6 straight games. And that's going along with that's going along with the Yerfie here. So maybe look for the Tigers to do something in the first inning, giving us the Yerfie and the Tigers win in the first inning. And I'm saying this because, like I said, the first inning the Tigers have won 6 straight against the Cleveland Guardian. Yeah, against the Guardians, and they are on DraftKings are a plus 320 to win the first inning, guys. So big plus money right there for y'all. In both them matches. Now for the Royals and Yankees game, I guess it would be the run line. I would think maybe for the Royals just because they have covered the run line in their last 5 games. But other than that, I'm not in love with the Royals game. Everything I really like is basically in the Tigers and Guardians game to start us off. All right, let's move to Monday Night Football, man. Move to Monday Night Football, where we have the Saints taking on the Chiefs. Callie, I want to ask you, what did you take away from this week in NFL, man? Is there anyone that we should really be keeping an eye on moving forward, or anyone you think that we should be fading moving forward?
I mean, the Vikings just keep winning. It doesn't matter what country they play in or what time they play or who they play. They keep winning, and it was impressive what they did against the Niners a few weeks ago. And I think that was 7 or 8 straight they've beaten San Francisco and Minnesota, which was a crazy stat. But they've been playing phenomenal football. I think it was a really good sign for Bears backers who saw what they did offensively yesterday, regardless of defense and all else. I think that was very impressive that they were able to do that again. Jaden Daniels for MVP. I don't know. I mean, guy just seems to keep winning and putting up ridiculous numbers. It's funny when I hear that now. But boy, the Commanders are just doing things right now, and it's pretty damn impressive to say the least. I'll get to the.
Cal, you there?
Houston's had massive issues with second half meltdowns, so that's been a big concern. How they've really had a tough time closing games. We saw that very, very evident yesterday in that one. Another wild finish there. And then, obviously, the Niners are in big trouble. under 11.5 wins was my biggest bet for for futures. So, I'm smiling from afar with that one, but issues. The fact that they made a Cardinals defense look pretty decent for a little while there yesterday is pretty poor, especially with getting so many guys back offensively. There's issues in San Francisco. I'm wondering if the window is past, and what is the deal with McCaffrey, and a lot of concerns there. So another interesting weekend, wild one in college, obviously, but another very interesting week of NFL. So
Yeah, man. I personally am a believer now, and so one of my biggest bets this weekend, Cali, was on the Browns. So I got suckered right into that. I got suckered right into that. I mean, you can't tell me that the Commanders did not look like an absolute layup. I mean, it looked like the best bet on the entire board. And I personally thought this is not going to happen. There is no way. And I'll be damned if they didn't win that game by 3 touchdowns, bro. I mean, God damn, bro. So I take away that we are just going to believe in Daniels, and if we keep thinking and keep waiting that this other shoe is going to drop, you're going to lose a lot of money fading the Commanders in the process. So I'm done trying to fade these boys, man. They are on fire. Daniels looks like a a 5 year quarterback that's been in the league, you know, long enough already where I mean he's just set, man. He looks great. They got the weapons. They got the run game. He's got weapons when it comes to his passing game. I mean, this team's defense looks not bad at all. I mean, the Commanders got it all right now. When it comes to teams to maybe fall off of, I agree with you 100%. It's going to be the 49ers for me. I think you fall back off of the 49ers a little bit and see what's going on in that organization. Because there's obviously a lot of question marks. Teams that are a bit underrated right now, for me, you said one, which is the Vikings. The Vikings look really, really good. I think this team, could be a problem moving forward. And so far, they have done nothing but win better's money. So I agree with everything that you said there. Now we got the game tonight. We got the Saints taking on the Chiefs. We got a spread of 5.5 here, guys. All right, in favor of the Chiefs, we are at Arrowhead. We have a total of 43 in this game, locked up on both sides at a minus 110. You can catch the Chiefs at a minus 245, and you can catch the Saints at a plus 200. This is prime time. So we got Kansas City coming into this game rolling 4-0, 3-1 against the spread. The Saints are 2-2 after losing to the Falcons in the worst possible way. But you get that walk-off field goal, I don't care what team you are. I don't care who you're playing. When you lose by a walk-off field goal, it hurts. All right. So you got the Saints coming off of that to the Falcons. Now you go. Now the Saints have to go into Arrowhead, right? You have to go into Arrowhead. You have to see a monstrous. I mean, this Kansas City Chiefs front seven, guys, is disgusting. Uh, I mean, bro, they've been a real problem for quarterbacks. And they're great at stopping the run. They really are. I think this is one of the more underrated front sevens in the entire NFL when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they are putting a ton of pressure onto on the quarterbacks, man. And they're doing a really good job out there. The one thing that worries me about the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's a surprise because they got one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game in Mahomes. But it is the Kansas City offense I am worried about, bro. I do not like what I have seen from this Kansas City offense at all. I don't, and it worries me. They're 23rd in the league, 23rd in the league for yards per carry. Uh, we have not really seen any connections being made. Kelsey's not there. Kareem Hunt is not there. I mean, there's just a lot of guys that are just not there. And Mahomes, honestly, he does not look like that explosive playmaking quarterback that we've seen in past years. And that is where my problem lies with the Chiefs. Now, the Saints, I think Carr has a very hard time today. I really do. Um, I brought up yesterday in that Bills game about how hard it's going to be for Allen to make plays. He's going to be pressured. And that's exactly what happened, man. I can see the same thing happening today for Carr. Carr's going to get sacked. It's going to happen. He's going to get sacked. He might even lose the ball a couple times. There's no doubt about that for me at all. So that will be a route I'll be taking when it comes to betting wise. But we also know that, like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs offense has not been that explosive, dominant, dynamic offense that we're used to seeing. It's just not. And we got to remember it's a primetime game. Everything is cooking up for me to be an under spot in tonight's game. I think tonight, and I know it's a bit of a square play, but historically, primetime unders have been extremely profitable. So I do like the under 43 in this game as my best bet. And I also think there's a ton of player props that we can look at as well. Now, Kansas City has won, I believe, their last 10. The money line is ridiculous. They have won their against the NFC. Against the NFC, they have won their first half in 8 straight games. You can maybe look at that, laying the spread there for the Chiefs. But they have also allowed the first touchdown. So if you could look for the Saints to score the first touchdown, that's who I would target. Their last 5 games, the Chiefs have allowed the first touchdown, and I think you could probably look in some type of fashion so I know a lot of people like to take first touchdown scorers. I will look for someone on the Saints to score the first touchdown tonight. When it comes to players, I told you guys that Kareem Hunt is just not there. Continue, and continue to take this man shit under. Um, what else do we got? I don't know what else I could give y'all. Um, that I can't give for VIP because I got a good VIP play tonight. All right, let's hear from Callie, man. Callie, what do you got, bro?
So, obviously, huge issues with the Saints' offensive line. We got 6 guys that are questionable or out. We know there's at least 2 of them that are going to be out tonight from their starting 5. It's endless issues. Bigger than any of that, though, Taysom Hill is out tonight. And Taysom Hill changes everything about that Saints team. They use him in every way, shape, and form possible. He's been throwing the ball better. And it takes a lot of pressure off Carr in certain situations because Taysom Hill can take over and be able to take those hits, be able to finish in the red zone. Carr is going to take every snap tonight. It instantly pops to me with what the Chiefs' defensive scheme has done, and they've continued to get better. They've continued to get stronger as an entire unit, and it pops off a few different ways to me. I looked at Chris Jones' total for sacks I think it was over a quarter, plus 145 or plus 150.
Fucking love it.
Looked at Kamara over 14.5 carries tonight. I think they're going to try to protect that pass rush that's going to keep coming. So I do like Kamara's. It's pretty juicy, so I think you might be able to find some alternates out there. But I'd look at his over for attempts. I don't know if he's going to get there yard-wise, but I think that they're going to keep feeding him the rock to protect Carr a lot tonight and let that, try to soften up a little bit of that pass rush. It's going to be consistent all day against a very, inexperienced in terms of age and in terms of playing together for that Saints offensive line, and that means as much as anything. Is when you're out there in the middle of that war, you got to know what your guy next to you is going to do, and you can't be yelling at him what to do. You got to get used to playing with these guys, going in the road against a very, a team that continues to get it done. Probably the worst offensive Chiefs team we've seen in a while, with injuries and everything we've had with players departing. It's changed a lot, but the constant is that Mahomes continues to win. He continues to find ways to win, and you give a lot of credit to that defense. I mean, who would think we're looking now at a Chiefs team that is 4-0 and hasn't scored 30 points once this year? I mean, they're able to win 17-10 last week. They win 22-17. They're finding ways to win. So you love teams like that. I haven't put it out even for VIP yet, but my play with this game will be teasing the Chiefs to +0.5, and I would be taking the under 49.5.
I love it, bro. I really do. I love it. I do want to talk about Kamara because obviously, if the Saints do anything, they are going to have to use Kamara tonight. Shaheed is probably a good look. I mean, this guy, in 4 of his last 5, no one talks about it, but you got to take his receiving yards to go over tonight. Between him and Kamara, that's where I would look. Obviously, Kamara for rushing, but Shaheed is definitely a really good look when it comes to receiving tonight. I mean, everyone else, man, I like a lot of unders tonight, but when it comes to the Saints, when I'm talking about guys like Kamara and Shaheed, it's overs for me. Um, Now you look at Kamara. He has scored a touchdown in 3 of the Saints' last 4 games. He has hit over 100, bro. He's hit over 110 rushing and receiving yards in the Saints' last 4 games. They got him tonight at over 104.5 for rushing and receiving. I kind of like that, but I like Shaheed a lot more tonight for his receiving yards. I'm staying away from Kansas City's player props. I really am. I do think that Kansas City is going to do a lot of their damage tonight on the defensive side. I really do. I think you look at Kansas City for defensive props tonight, and cash your plays that way for Kansas City. So I'll leave it at that. All right. That's all we got for today, but I do want to remind you guys that the NHL is starting tomorrow. And I am probably the only other person I can imagine that's more excited about it is probably Bet on Banana, right? So I am super excited because for me, I know officially the NHL has already started. Like I said, they played that game in the Czech Republic. Um, but tomorrow is the official start of the NHL. And I just want to remind everybody I am making a new show for my YouTube. I'll record it tonight. I'll record it every night, and it'll be released the night before for the NHL. So it will be a daily show that I'm going to do. It's only going to be 10, 15 minutes where I give you guys some of my top props in the NHL. It's going to be Plug's Prop Shop for the NHL. I'll come up with a more clever name, but you can only find that on my YouTube. So make sure you guys go over to the Outlet Sports Ventures on YouTube and subscribe. The first episode of that prop shop for the NHL will be tonight. Now, I also have a deal running where you can get my entire NHL season and all of my props for only $75. Now it's just my picks and it's just my NHL plays. And it's only $75 for the full season. If you guys know me and you know my NHL plays, you guys know we don't play around, man. We are very good. I have never had a losing year in the NHL yet, and I don't plan to start this year. This year looks amazing. I also did a write up over at the website where you guys can go and check out my four bold predictions about the NHL season. it should be the featured article on the front page. I gave 4 really bold predictions, basically future props in the NHL this year. If you guys want to go check them out, they're over at theoutletsv.com, completely free. All right, Cal, you want to tell everyone where they can find you and anything you got going on?
Yeah, we've got Korean baseball playoffs back at it tonight. NPB playoffs are about to get going, and CPBL playoffs are going. So it's literally a 24-hour baseball playoff extravaganza going right now. I'm actually doing $25 for the rest of the KBO playoffs, which is just a little playoff promo for everybody. I'm also doing $150 through the end of the year, all access included. And you can find me on all the major socials. I'm doing a side stream with you right now through YouTube. But obviously you can find me on X at California Wager. Find me on Instagram, on TikTok, all that fun stuff. And be sure to follow me on the other socials. I'll reach out. I'll hook you guys up with some free stuff and build up those other brand sides as well. So hope everybody's having a good Monday. Should be another fun playoff baseball afternoon for everybody. So thanks for having me as always.
Yeah, man, definitely. You're always welcome, bro. Always welcome. Always got a mic here, bro. All right. I appreciate everyone that came in and listened today, man. Wasn't the biggest show, but there's not many sports on. We had a really good show yesterday, man. We're going to continue to have good shows on here. Like I said, guys, I will not be doing Plug Talk on Wednesdays anymore. I will be co-hosting another show, but I expect to see everybody who comes to Plug Talk on Wednesdays to be at the new show on Wednesday mornings with Wolf Sports. I will be co-hosting that show, and it's going to be almost exactly like Plug Talk, except with more people as speakers, and it's going to only be on Wednesdays. So I'm really excited about it. I'll give you guys more information. You can find it on Wolf Sports account. It's literally Wolf Sports at Twitter. You can go see all of the updates there, and make sure you subscribe to their newsletters, because I'm also the head of their betting their betting team over there that they have started. So they did a newsletter trying to start to get some of their stocks and trading people embedded into sports betting. So obviously I am now helping them with that endeavor. So all right, man. I appreciate all you guys, bro. Yeah, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on here at 11 o'clock, 11:30. Callie, you're always welcome to join me. I appreciate you coming today. And guys, make sure you guys go follow Callie Wagers if you're not, and sign up for his membership, man. He is amazing when it comes to KBO. Best part is you can put KBO in and go to bed. Wake up the next morning and you got a bag. It's that simple. So who don't love the waking up the money, man? All right, man. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Let's make tonight a winning one. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. We're about to have a huge week, and I can't wait. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Callie, have a great day betting, man, and I'll see you tomorrow.